never think it's too soon to look ahead to the future and think about who's going to be going where in the draft.
We've got a brand new mock draft out for next season. It's from Ryan Wilson, and he has Will Anderson Jr., the edge rusher out of Alabama, going #1 overall.
The 2022 NFL Draft is behind us, but all that really means is that it's time to look ahead to the next one. Let's dive into our way too early 2023 NFL First Round Mock Draft. Number 1, Detroit Lions, CJ Stroud. Patience will pay off for the Lions, who finally nabbed their quarterback of the future by finishing as football's worst team in 2022. Stroud has it all: the arm, the size, the accuracy, and the smart decision-making. He's the last foundational piece of this rebuild that helps Detroit return to relevance in 2023. Number 2, Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young. The Panthers took a flyer on Matt Corral in the 3rd round, but there's zero chance they'd pass on the 2021 Heisman Trophy winner here. Whereas Corral might become a solid starter, Young is a lock to be a franchise-changing quarterback. Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars, Will Anderson Jr. Anderson is widely viewed as the best prospect in this class. Fortunately for Jacksonville, the teams picking ahead of them will be desperate for a QB. So the Jaguars happily sit at number 3 and take the future All-Pro to further bolster a defensive line that already features Josh Allen and 2022 first overall pick Trayvon Walker. Number 4, Houston Texans, Jalen Carter. Texans fans may want a QB here, but a Lovie Smith coach team will want to keep adding to a promising looking front seven. Jonathan Grenard and Roy Lopez are a very nice start, but Carter is the finishing touch to add more explosiveness and power to this defense. Number 5, New York Giants, Will Levis. 2022 is a make-or-break year for Daniel Jones, and, well, we project it to be a break year for him, meaning the Giants use their 2023 first-rounder on Kentucky Wildcat signal caller Will Levis. Levis brings a dynamic dual-threat style of play that head coach Brian Daboll had in Josh Allen during his tenure as Buffalo's offensive coordinator. Number 6, Chicago Bears, Jackson Smith-NJIGBA. The Bears need a bona fide superstar at wide receiver, as Darnell Mooney is much better suited for the number 2 role. Smith-NJIGBA is a world-class home run threat who could do wonders with Justin Fields running the offense. Number 7, New York Jets, Myles Murphy. The Jets have their QB. The offensive line and skill positions are all set, and Ahmad Sauce Gardner will patrol the secondary. New York has addressed most of their needs, so this could be a best player available situation. And in this case, that player is Clemson defensive end Myles Murphy. Number 8, Atlanta Falcons, Eli Ricks. Atlanta could go for a QB here if they suddenly have doubts in Desmond Ridder, but GM Terry Fontenot would have a tough time passing on the idea of pairing Ricks with young Phenom corner AJ Terrell. The secondary has always been a problem in Atlanta. Well, that wouldn't be the case anymore, with Ricks and Terrell forming the next great cornerback duo. Number 9, Seattle Seahawks, Tyler Van Dyke. Like Detroit, Seattle reaps the rewards for staying patient in the QB market. They get their man in Miami Hurricanes product Tyler Van Dyke, whose size and arm strength would mesh nicely with the talents of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Number 10, Pittsburgh Steelers, KELEE Ringo. May as well keep adding to an elite defense. If there's one thing the Steelers D lacks, it's a Pro Bowl level cornerback. Ringo was instrumental in helping Georgia to a 2021 national championship, and his superb coverage skills would make him a grade A fit in Pittsburgh's secondary. Number 11, Minnesota Vikings, BRYCE. The Vikings defense under Mike Zimmer was at its peak when it had healthy versions of Everson Griffin and Danielle Hunter rushing the passer. The 6'5", 300-pound BRYCE is a menace in the trenches and would provide some much-needed energy in the front seven. Number 12, Washington Commanders, Malachi Moore. Ron Rivera's stingy defense could use one more high IQ defensive back who's always in the right place at the right time. Moore, the star Alabama safety, would form a scary good duo in the back there with Cameron Curl. Number 13, Las Vegas Raiders, Zion Nelson. The Raiders still have work to do on the offensive line, and Miami standout Zion Nelson should be ready to start come Week 1, 2023. Nelson is the type of blocker that Bill Belichick coached teams always have in New England, and it just so happens that former Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels is now the head coach of the Raiders. So, this seems like an ideal fit. Number 14, Seattle Seahawks from Denver Broncos, Michael Mayer. Seattle got its new QB with their own first-round pick. Now they can use the one from Denver on a weapon for Van Dyke. The Seahawks could use a red zone threat to take the pressure off of Metcalf and Lockett. Mayer would go on to instantly make an impact in Seattle's rebuilt offense. Number 15, New England Patriots, Joey Porter Jr. Belichick is familiar with the elder Joey Porter, a 4-time Pro Bowl linebacker who won a Super Bowl 40 ring with the Steelers. So here, the Patriots jump on the chance of taking the younger Porter, who is a quality lockdown corner at Penn State. He would fit perfectly in the Patriots' man coverage schemes. Number 16, Dallas Cowboys, Noah Sewell. Panay's younger brother has a lot of the same qualities: pure strength, nastiness, and physicality. Only Noah is a linebacker and not an offensive lineman like his brother. Sewell and Micah Parsons would give Dallas a dream linebacker duo, perhaps the best in the NFL. Number 17, Miami Dolphins, Nolan Smith. Here's another member from that dream 2021 Georgia Bulldogs defense. This time it's Nolan Smith, their can't-miss workhorse linebacker. The Dolphins boast one of the NFL's top secondaries, but they could certainly use another versatile playmaker to solidify their front seven. Number 18, Arizona Cardinals, Paris Johnson Jr. Arizona gave up its 2022 first-rounder to Baltimore in exchange for wideout Hollywood Brown. This time, they hold on to their first-rounder and address the offensive line for Kyler Murray. Johnson is arguably the best pure run blocker in this class, and he would give Arizona a long-term foundational piece at a very vital position. Number 19, Tennessee Titans, BJ Ojulari. Another brother of a current NFL player going in round 1. BJ, the younger brother of Giants linebacker Azeez Ojulari, and like the elder Ojulari, BJ is a headache of a pass rusher for opposing offensive linemen to deal with. Number 20, Houston Texans, from Cleveland Browns, Jordan Addison. The Texans prioritize the defensive side of the ball with their initial 2023 first-rounder. Here, they get a weapon for Davis Mills or whoever they plan to start at QB in 2023. Addison racked up 17 touchdowns last season at Pittsburgh. Number 21, Philadelphia Eagles from New Orleans Saints, Isaiah Foskey. The Eagles moved up for Jordan Davis in the 2022 draft, but that shouldn't stop them from prioritizing the front seven once again in 2023. Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox are nearing the end of their careers, but Davis and Foskey are capable of taking over as the new dynamic pass rushing duo. Number 22, Indianapolis Colts, Anthony Richardson. All the Colts needed to do this offseason was upgrade the QB position. Moving out Carson Wentz and landing Matt Ryan equals mission accomplished. With no significant roster flaws left, the Colts can afford to take a chance on Matty Ice's successor in round 1 next year. The Florida Gators product is a dazzling dual-threat QB who could do big things in an offense headlined by 2021 rushing champion Jonathan Taylor. Number 23, Miami Dolphins, from San Francisco 49ers, Derrick Hall. Miami doubles down on defense here in round 1, using the pick obtained from San Francisco on the Auburn defensive end. You can never have too many stud pass rushers in today's NFL, so the Dolphins would hopefully and happily jump on the chance of partnering Hall with Emmanuel Ogbah and Christian Wilkins. Number 24, Los Angeles Chargers, Marvin Mims. The Chargers' offensive line is set following the Zion Johnson selection this year. Their defense is loaded with Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson in the fold, so now they can focus on upgrading an already deep supporting cast for Justin Herbert. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are Herbert's go-to guys on deep balls and in the red zone. Mims would open up more room for them by working the middle of the field, and he'd give Herbert a sneaky good third down weapon when Williams and Allen aren't open. Number 25, Detroit Lions from Los Angeles Rams, Trenton Simpson. The Lions are building a special foundation on defense with Aiden Hutchinson and Jeffrey Okudah. That said, they could use some help at the linebacker position. Simpson registered 10 sacks over his first 2 seasons at Clemson. He has got excellent speed for a man of his size and would cause all sorts of disruption in the trenches alongside Hutchinson. Number 26, Philadelphia Eagles, Jordan Battle. The Eagles have one of the league's top corners in Darius Slay, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to add another playmaker in their secondary, and the playmaking safety would address a position of need long-term. Battle just feels like the perfect fit for Philadelphia's speedy, opportunistic defense. Number 27, Cincinnati Bengals, Cam Smith. The Bengals addressed the need for secondary help by using their first rounder on versatile safety Daxton Hill, but they could certainly use a physical lockdown corner, and South Carolinian star Cam Smith would fill the void. Smith is one of the top ball hawking prospects in this class and would fill in the Bengals' last major need on defense. Number 28, Baltimore Ravens, Kayshon Boutte. If Rashad Bateman breaks out in 2022, the Ravens won't need a receiver. But that's a big if, so let's give them one in this spot for now. 1 year after trading Marquise Brown to Arizona, the Ravens draft his replacement in Boutte. Number 29, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Spencer Rattler. The Bucs took a flyer on Kyle Trask last year, but Rattler has the higher ceiling and greater upside. With no other pressing needs on the roster, Tampa should be motivated to take Tom Brady's successor in round 1. Number 30, Kansas City Chiefs, Brandon Joseph. GM Brett Veach is building something special on defense. He used his 2022 first-rounders on Washington corner Trent McDuffie and Purdue defensive end George Karlaftis. So why not keep adding to this group? Joseph, the 6'1", 192-pound safety, would give Kansas City another reliable cover man to help eliminate all the big plays that they're prone to giving up. Number 31, Green Bay Packers, Josh Downs. Aaron Rodgers' retirement looms as a possibility here, so the Packers could very well end up taking a quarterback in round 1. But we hate the idea of Rodgers retiring in his prime and don't think he'd be ready to walk away just yet. So let's give the Packers a receiver in round 1 for the first time since 2002 when they drafted Javon Walker 20th overall. Downs and 2020 second-round pick Christian Watson would give Rodgers 2 potentially explosive pass-catching weapons. Downs is smaller than the majority of top receiver prospects at 5'2" and 180 pounds, but he makes up for it with his dazzling speed and elite route running. Number 32, Buffalo Bills, Peter Skoronsky. If our calculations are correct, the Bills will win Super Bowl 57, giving them the final selection of round 1 in 2023. If there's a team without any flaws, it's the Bills, but the offensive line could use some youth and extra beef, which brings us to Skoronski. With Mitch Morse and Roger Saffold nearing the end of their primes, Skoronski would have the opportunity to learn from a pair of seasoned veterans before developing into Buffalo's next foundational piece on that O-line. But who do you think will go first overall in the 2023 NFL Draft? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.